Good day, traders. Welcome back to another technical market rundown. We will once again start by looking at the cryptocurrencies, seeing that is where most of the uncertainty seems to lie. Hopefully, after this video, you would be able to put the recent price action into some perspective. Let's get that disclaimer rolling and I'll see you back in the charts. Starting by looking at Ethereum. Ethereum is still holding up its bullish trend, trading above the daily 50 SMA. Also holding up much better than some of the other cryptocurrencies, especially compared to the likes of Bitcoin. We have a swing point at our monthly R2 pivot, that is at 2,300. A break above that will likely send price higher back to the top of the range at about 2,640. If we do see a correction deeper, we will find support somewhere in the range between 1,950 to about 2,080. A break below that zone could see support from the daily 100 SMA at about 1,790. And let's move on now to Bitcoin. Bitcoin, as we can see, are faring a bit worse, although it is also still trading above the daily 100 SMA. Also comparing it to the low from this year on 22 Jan. If we were to draw a Fibonacci retracement, we'll get our 50% retracement roundabout level of 46,000. So still trading above that, and also looking at that level, we see that as our yearly R2 pivot. So quite an important level for Bitcoin. So do expect some buyers to possibly step in at this level. If this level does fail, there is some additional support from the yearly R1 lower down at 57,300. Also likely where it will meet up with that daily 200 SMA, offering some additional support. In the event of a recovery, the first level to overcome would be at about 55,000. That is the weekly R1, also a very important key horizontal level. A break above that will see the Bitcoin test that upper range around about our yearly R3 and the previous all-time high, around about 63.5 to 65.2. Moving on now to gold. As we can see, gold has broken out of that long-term bearish trend, or channel rather, and we have now retested that breakout. It is expected that if we can take out those highs at about 1,795, we can expect a break higher towards that monthly R3 at 1,835. A break back into that channel will likely see some support from our 50 daily SMA and also that key level at 1,750. Looking now at the DAX. The DAX has pulled back after we've issued that caution last week, and at this stage we are still trading above that diagonal support, although it does seem to be struggling just a bit. Resistance is at 15,650. That is at our yearly R1 pivot. A break lower below that diagonal, and especially below the week's S1 pivot at 15,060, will perhaps see a deeper correction towards that S3 weekly pivot at about 14,600. Looking now at the US30. The US30 has broken below this possible rising wedge formation. I do suspect that we are still in somewhat of a bullish trend, although I'd say a break below 33,700 could see that 50 daily SMA being tested. That would be at about 32,950. If we could take out that high from, when was that, last week Friday, I suspect a break above that would see the price maybe move back into that channel and see some resistance from the yearly R1 at 34,770. Looking now at the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ also still trending up. Price is finding some strong resistance from this 14,000 level. If price can take out that level, it's possible that we will see that next leg up, and that could see price reach as high as perhaps 14,680. That is where we have our monthly R3 pivot. Also, if we do break lower below 13,700, I suspect we'll see a test of that 13,300 area, and that is where we'll find some support from that 50 and 100 daily SMAs. And we can see from these upper shadows, that is also important horizontal support level. Moving on now to our forex pairs. Let's look at the Australian dollar USD. The Australian dollar USD is still trending or still consolidating within this range as it has been doing since the start of the year. We are finding some rejection from this level at about 0.780, but we are still trading above the daily 100 SMA. So if we do break below that level, that is at 0.768, I suspect we could see price test the lower end of that consolidation range at 0.756. However, if it can break higher back above 0.777, I suspect we'll see another go at the upper end of that consolidation range at about 0.787. Looking now at the GBPUSD, so it does appear that that head and shoulders that we've previously pointed out has not yet reached its target, but we have also not yet taken out the high from that right shoulder, meaning it is not yet invalidated. But considering the price action and that price is breaking above that, the diagonal trends are also staying above the 50 and 100 daily SMAs, it's quite possible that we'll see this trend continue upwards. A break back above the weekly pivot at 1.389. We'll likely see that upper end of that range at 1.400 being tested. A break below this level at about 1.32 could see a deeper pullback towards the lower end of this recent range at about 1.376. Looking now at the EURUSD, we see a similar picture with price breaking higher, the trend continuing up, also trading above that diagonal. And I'd say that the next target would be probably in the vicinity of 1.215. A break above that, seeing another push higher to about 1.225. A break back into this channel at about 1.99. We'll see price find some support from the 200 and the 50 SMAs at about 1.189. Concluding this week's technical market overview, let's look at the US dollar to South African rand. It's just still holding on to that lower end of that diagonal, consolidating, and I suspect we are preparing for quite a big move, just judging from that consolidation. A break below 1416, let's just say 1415, will see price move lower and continue with its bearish trend. Initial support would be at about 1397 to probably about 14, as that's a big psychological level. And of course, if you can break back above that diagonal at about 1435, I suspect we'll see a move towards the level of 1462, as that is also a very important key resistance level at this stage. That concludes our technical overview for the week. Please consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Also, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us. Until next time, this is John Jacobs for RMD Trader. Trade smart and trade successful.